lost their league openers last week. Let's start with the Sharks of Santiago. It's been a rough year for them. They're 0-6 on the year, and to make matters worse, they're going to be a little short-handed today. However, their new head coach in his first year, Bert Esposito, he is somewhat of a football whisperer, and I know you're confident he'll be able to turn this situation around.
He's the only guy I've known in the CIF Southern section that can go to a new school in 2 years. They're playing for CIF championships.
7-stop for Coach Esposito at Santiago. He has 2 CIF championships under his belt. Okay, the home team, the Wolves of Martin Luther King. Everything kind of went wrong for the Wolves last week, Jeff. They turned the ball over 4 times, but even so, they had a chance to win the game with about 90 seconds to go. They got into the end zone, but fell short on a 2-point conversion. So they're 3-3 after their first 6 games, and I think it's going to be the defense that'll have to stand up here this evening. The Sharks did throw for over 300 yards last week in the opener against Murrieta Mesa.
Well, I'll tell you what, the tenacity of King, they're not looking just to make the playoffs. They're looking to win this league. And Jason McMains is going to have to stop this offense. And I'll tell you what, they have to blitz, they have to get to the young quarterback, and they have to make their presence known. It's all about tenacity.
It's the Wolves and the Sharks coming up next, the CIF on Riverside TV. Football night in Riverside.
Welcome back to Van Buren and Wood. Gazal and Jeff back with you. And week 2 in the Big West lower. Now, in the open, I don't like to say lower because it's the Big West, right? It's a amalgamation of the old Big 8 and the Southwestern League. But these two foes, Jeff, they played in the Big West, the Big 8 together since 2008, King and Santiago. And it's been the Sharks that have been fairly dominant. We'll get a look at our officiating crew. Here come the Sharks. They've won 5 of the last 6. The only game that King won, though, was in that weird spring 2021 season.
Yeah, the antiquated season of like 5 games or whatever we had of some sort of football.
And so King won the toss, but they deferred. So they'll kick off to Santiago. You'll see your good friend Lucas Asakuda. So they'll start off on defense, meaning the Wolves of King. Lucas Akutagawa tees it up.
Akutagawa. Every time I see his name on paper, it's hard to say, but once you get it in the flow, the Akutagawa family, great guys, great people.
You look at the Wolves of King in that Ole Miss look. Here come the Sharks.
I wish they would go light blue. Go the old light blue just everybody has different uniforms. Why not? We saw Lossier last week with black. We've seen Ramona wearing nurses' whites. Why not King in their baby blues?
Amari Reed deep to receive. Akutagawa will pooch it to the near side, field it at the 35-yard line. Making the catch is Max Eldridge, the freshman for Santiago. He'll be down right there at the 35. 1st and 10 Sharks.
Max Eldridge, just a freshman, a big fella out there.
Yeah, he'll get an opportunity on defense. And so we mentioned in the open that Santiago a little bit short-handed today. Their starting quarterback, Colton Zine, will not start. Clayton Plew will be the starter. Both are sophomores, but Zine had been throwing pretty well. He'd thrown for 684 yards over the first 6 weeks of the season. Plew had gotten action last week, 104 yards, but talking to Coach Bert Esposito, said, Plew, not the athlete or the arm, but really understands the game and sees the game well. But the one factor is no varsity experience. 1st and 10 from the 36. Here's the give, surging forward to about the 37-yard line is Cole Bracken, the junior. Bracken, a rugby player coming out for football, and it's 2nd and 9.
What do you mean rugby? They have high school rugby?
I don't know if he played high school rugby, but he was a rugby player.
Well, I know they have lacrosse out here now. Yeah, in fact, I believe King has a very good lacrosse team. They didn't; those sports didn't exist when I was a kid. As far as high school sports, they have sand volleyball now, boys volleyball. I mean, they had none of that when you and I were kids, did they?
Austin Ellis split out wide. Austin Kurtz back from injury in the far slot. Watch him. He's a difference maker. A long count. And Plough can't field the snap. Down he goes. Hurdling over was Max Henschke. Henschke was sniffing that loose ball. Ball back to the 26-yard line, so a 10-yard loss. Actually, 27, so 10-yard loss on the play for Plough. And, Bert Esposito said it on the coach's perspective, and he told both you and I, the issue really is not a lot of varsity experience for Santiago. I think maybe a half a dozen guys with any significant varsity experience from last year, Jeff.
Yeah, and they brought in Bert Esposito for one reason. This is a rebuild for them, and they want to kind of get back to the level that his teams have played at. At Paloma Valley, he was great. Temecula Valley, great. Everywhere he's gone, he's kind of rebuilt and kind of had this team rolling. It's going to take a bit, though.
Empty set, 3rd and 19. Plough throws incomplete, looking for Kurtz. Sam Green on the coverage. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, talking with Bert, Coach Espo, before the game, I asked him, I said, hey, has it been ups and downs? He said, yeah, sometimes we look great. We've played great halves in spurts. But when you have guys that haven't played football before, it's learning from scratch. And he has a club team in the offseason that he really, really works. He's a big proponent of 7-on-7 and the weight room. And he's going to work with those guys the entire year. And you watch. These guys are going to be playing some great football here in the next couple of years.
Ryan Wilson on to punt. Galvin back with Blake Bowen to receive it. Good kick by Wilson. It turns over. It'll bounce at about the 32-yard line. And roll dead at about the 26.
And remember, this Santiago team, they've had a phenomenal coach before, Scott Morrison, who is just a great football mind. And I'm sure, he's on campus. He definitely will help out the program as well with Bert. So I think the program's in pretty good hands.
42-yard kick, no return. I always enjoyed talking with Coach Morrison. Played at Pacific. His quarterback was Hugh Jackson.
That's right.
I want to say Pete Carroll was on the coaching staff, too, at that point. Back when Pacific still had football. From the 26, 1st down. Go up the middle and a couple of yards for Noah Villarreal. And what a job he has done.
Well, he's been a huge surprise. He came out of nowhere and really has kind of made this his own position. He's a heady runner, quick. He's a north-south guy, but like I said, he's, what do they call it? The yak. The yards after contact. He's one of the best in the league and in the area for sure.
2nd and 9. There's George in motion. The delay and keeping it is Harper. Harper to the 30, and he'll slide down at about the 35-yard line. They'll mark it maybe inside the 35. So a couple of yards. And he'll be close to a first down. Needed to get the 36, so he's about a yard short. Late flag on the play. Jason Godfrey pointing over towards the Sharks.
No, personal foul. And remember, we're going to hopefully see a lot of Blake Bowen today. Remember, was it 2 weeks ago he made his debut? One of the most memorable debuts we've seen from a kid in a long time, and like to see him get involved early, especially in the wide open space here.
So the ball moves all the way up to midfield, 1st and 10 for King. A 15-yarder marched off against the Sharks. 1st and 10. Harper looking down the sideline and is looking for Villarreal. Green also in the vicinity. Probably some miscommunication there. 2nd and 10. Before the game, had a chance to talk to Blake's granddad. He's in town from Tyler, Texas, where he is retired. He's a retired military officer. Obviously thanked him for his service as well. 40 years in the United States military.
Oh, Tyler, Texas. That's where my sons want to move to because a Dude Perfect is out there. Have you ever heard of those guys?
Villarreal running inside. He'll twist down for about a 5-yard pickup on the play. In on the tackle, Eldridge with some help on the play from Caden Bloxel. Bloxel just a sophomore on that defensive line. So Eldridge with the first shot, Bloxel down low, and Eldridge knocks him down after about a 4-yard pickup.
That's what Villarreal does so well. I mean, he knows he gets contact and just lunges his body, and like I said, got 3 or 4 extra yards on that play.
3rd down and 6 for King. Harper to throw, stepping up in the pocket, looking over the middle. He's got Bowen down the field, one-on-one, and he'll be tackled at the 5-yard line.
Well, he definitely got going here early. I'll tell you, with Bowen, he is a threat all around. I mean, he can get some carries, he can play some running back, but he is great in the open field there as a receiver. Perfect throw.
Yeah, Harper put it right on the hands. 49-yard completion. Nice job by Bowen. It was good coverage, actually. On the coverage was Gage McCorkle. He was right there, but Bowen is a little bit taller, a little bit faster, hauls it in, and they'll mark it to the 6, so make it a 48-yard completion, 1st and goal.
Just got a score update already as Norte Vista scores on the first play of scrimmage. Leads 7-0. With 12 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So here's a formation Coach McMahon told us about. Look at Blake Bowen lined up as the tailback. First and goal from the 6. Here's Bowen. He's written down right about the 5-yard line. The first man to him for Santiago was Daniel Perez. 2nd and goal.
And this is where I'd like to see King get a little better in the red zone. You know, the field shrinks so much, but you have such big weapons. You got a tight end. You can't throw those deep routes. You have to be precise. And Josh Harper is going to have to be this guy if they're going to get some wins, possibly win the Big West. I keep thinking of the Ivy League for some reason.
Villarreal to Pater. Touchdown, King. The Wolves march right down the field and get the ball into the end zone. So they stop the Sharks. 7:28 of the first quarter. Noah Villarreal takes it in from 5 yards out. Third carry for Villarreal. And the touchdown, here's the PAT. Akutagawa puts it up and through, and it's 7-0 in favor of King. So the big 49-yard hookup from Harper to Bowen sets it up. And then Villarreal running to the right side and just surges in behind the big fella Luke McRae, clearing some space. Also, you had Sam Green, the tight end, kind of blocking down, takes care of Derek Castellon, drives him into the end zone, and Villarreal spins off the contact. Touchdown, Wolves.
You know, just watching him spin off that, a lot of running backs don't do precisely that. When they get hit, they usually just turn their backs. Spins right off him. A great slip move there from the slippery Villarreal.
Low center of gravity and has a very good balance. You know, wears 22, of course, reminiscent of the old days, Emmitt Smith. Akutagawa with the kickoff, caught at the 21-yard line and spun down at about the 32. Making the tackle for King is Connor Kuba, and Malachi Warner with the return. So 11-yard return, and they'll tee it up at about the 33. Last week Santiago did throw for over 300 yards against Maria de Mesa, but that was the starting quarterback who's not playing today. That's Colton Zine. Clayton Plew playing today. Both are sophomores. And Coach Esposito, when we spoke with him, was very complimentary about Clayton. 1st and 10 line is the 32. Here's the give to Cole Bracken, trying to slither up inside, maybe get up to the 34-yard line. But he said, he was very complimentary. He said, listen, Clayton is a kid, understands the game, very good mind. He sees the game real well. He understands the game. He sees it real well. But varsity experience, the speed of the game may be something he has a little trouble with early. So he'll have to acclimate himself to that as we move forward.
And talking with Coach Espo and a lot of coaches in the area, you have a lot of new players, guys that have never played, and it usually takes 6 or 7 games for you to kind of get your feet going. Like you said, the speed of the game is so much different at this level.
Play action. Plu looking up top. Fade route one-on-one. Nice catch coming back. Complete. Great job by Austin Ellis, who reels it in. See where they mark it. They mark it up to the 36-yard line. So a 30-yard pickup. Great throw by Plu, just dropping it in over the shoulder of Austin Ellis.
Great poise and just threw a perfect pass as well. I mean, boy, this kid's a sophomore.
36 of King. Flipping the field a little bit. Maybe Plu getting a little bit more confidence. Figuring some things out. Bert Esposito, of course, calls the offense. Here's Bracken running left. Runs headlong into a pack of Wolves. First man to him for King looked like Andrew Dixon. He crosses over inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line.
Crosses the Dixon line. The Mason-Dixon.
Yeah, the Andrew Dixon line. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one,
Yeah,
Jeff.
thank you.
All right. I may use that as we tick down to 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. 7-0 King. Santiago on a drive here, second down. Of course, you want to make sure you stay tuned. Not stay tuned, but tune in 11 o'clock. Jeff and Pep with the Friday Night Pep Rally.
Oh, it's going to be fun. We have a special guest coming in tonight.
Ellis split out to the far side. Wilson to the near side. Bracken takes the carry running to the right side. They'll be stopped. Making the play for King, Kaleo Brown stops him maybe at the line of scrimmage. Third down. Tough time last week for Santiago against Marietta Mesa. They ran for negative 12 yards.
They ran for negative 12.
So they threw for 334 and they ran for minus 12. Now keep in mind, sacks in high school football count as negative runs, and so do kneel downs.
Oh.
Third down. Plu throwing it, looking for Ellis, incomplete. Robert George on the coverage. Fourth down coming up. So he did what they like young quarterbacks to do. Plu got rid of the ball quickly, but that Ellis had not quite broken his route. And fourth down coming up.
But timing is of the essence, and hey, if you're not getting a lot of reps in games, it's going to take a while.
When you haven't played, that's the first thing you need to develop is the timing. So they're going to go for it. Offense stays out there. Watch Kurtz in the far slot. In the near slot for Santiago is Amari Reed. Here comes Kurtz in motion. Here's the throw to the outside. It's complete for the first down and a little bit more. Still on his feet. Down inside the 20. They'll mark him down to the 17-yard line. So how about the 19-yard pickup on 4th and 9?
A little button hook pattern. Did you see it? I love it.
It's like back in the backyard there.
Look at this. He goes and stops. And perfect throw.
And then breaks the tackle and picks up another 6-7 yards. So Santiago moving the ball. We did mention they threw for over 300 yards last week against Marietta Mesa. Clock moving from the 17. Tight end Jacob Sandell checking with his quarterback. Bracken running left. Here comes Dixon. Won't cross the Andrew Dixon line. Drops him for about a 3-yard loss.
Boy, Andrew Dixon unscathed there twice now. Looks like the big fella Bogart from RCC. 4 sacks last week against Mount San Jacinto. What a great stadium that was. Man.
Right in your backyard.
Yeah, I walked to the game.
You should run the stairs there. You should do the Rocky thing.
I can't even walk stairs, Gazal.
Well, walk the stairs then.
All right.
2nd and 13 from the 21. It's very close. How about this, Jeff? Walk to the stairs.
Then walk back home.
Yeah. Second down. Plu at throw. Into the corner. Nice reverse there by Kurtz. Kurtz kind of helping his quarterback trying to go to the ball but couldn't come up with it. Incomplete. Third down.
Nice play, though. I mean, it was designed perfect.
Kurtz came back for the first time last week, had 4 catches for 57 yards. His first action since the first game of 2022, tore his ACL. As a sophomore in 2021, Austin Kurtz for Santiago, 29 catches, 445 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Averaged about 15 yards a catch, and Coach Esposito excited to have him back. Ellis split out to the far side, man coverage. Here comes Ellis in motion. There's the throw to the corner. Bounced up, incomplete. Is it intercepted? No, incomplete. He was out of bounds. Catching the ball on the way down for King was Aaron Porter, but off the deflection, so will be fourth down.
Watch this replay. Great. This is, the jump ball move. Ball's bouncing around. They're paying attention. Let's see if he's inbounds, though.
So hits him in the helmet there.
Oh, he's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds.
Good try, though.
So they'll go to the field goal team. And Kia Creel will come out, second-year varsity starter. She's 1-for-1 field goals this year, has kicked a 34-yarder. Was a varsity kicker last year as well for Santiago, where she made all of her kicks. This will be about a 38-yard field goal. Gets her foot into it, has the distance, but it's wide right. So the King offense will come back out. Nice drive by Santiago. They had the big 30-yard play and the big conversion on fourth down, but could not come up with any points.
Oh, and a great job. Great try by the kicker. Remember, there was the national record holder for a female kicker in high school. Went to school here at King. She kicked a 48-yard field goal. That's Heidi Garrett. Holds the national record. As we look at Jason McMains, the slimmed-down version of him.
Handoff in the backfield, fighting over the 20 for a couple of yards. Second down coming up.
Talked to McMains. I said, man, you're fit now. What's the deal? He said he's a vegetarian and eats fish.
Okay. That's Keith Furr. He's dropped about 25 pounds, he said. Tackle on the play for Santiago, made by Derek Castellon. So, yeah, he's going veggie and he's going fish. When we talked, he was having lunch a couple days ago. He was having the veggie sub from Subway. Because he was telling me he was ordering lunch. Out of the backfield. Here's Riker Galvin. Galvin up over the 30. First down and more. Steps out of bounds over the 35 up to the 36-yard line. 13-yard gain for Riker Galvin.
I thought he was going to say he was eating quinoa and oranges. Have you ever had quinoa?
I have. Not a fan.
Not a fan either.
So Juarez split out to the near side. In the far slot, J.J. Cruz. Split out to the far side, Blake Bowen. Keys Furra in the backfield. With Harper. Kaleo Branton is the fullback, complete to Juarez at about the 47-yard line. Immediately tackled on the play by Preston Carlisle. About a 9-yard pickup.
Great route there. He ran to a spot, turned, and it was right there as he turned around.
There's Juarez.
Both of these coaches are fun to watch. They run so many different things on offense.
Nice delivery by Harper. Juarez, Coach McMain said, very good route runner with exceptional speed, and he's got great hands. 2nd and 1 line is the 47. George in motion. Harper keeps it. RPO. He's got the first down and more. Slides down in the second level at the 35-yard line. They'll mark him to the 36. The defender in the vicinity was Gage McCorkle, but Harper gives himself up to the 36, and so give it a 19-yard pickup on the play. Harper, we know how good he is running the football. Harper on the year, 30 carries, 135 yards, averaging about 4.5 yards a carry. Remember, early in the year, he started off with a bunch of negative yardage, so he's moving that on up. 1st and 10, King from the 36. Harper quickly out of his hands to Juarez at the 30-yard line, breaks out of the tackle, and then bumped out at about the 21-yard line. ultimately, Amari Reed makes the tackle, about a 15-yard pickup to Juarez.
And Juarez, on the last 2 catches he's made, he comes in, catches the ball. He's got great balance. That's why he's able to just, he catches the ball, methodically thinks about what he's going to do. Watch, he catches it. He's got great balance. Able to make 2 great plays.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter. So Green is the tight end. Flexed out right next to Sam Green on the near side. That's Blake Bowen. Now Bowen in motion. Here's the toss running to the left side. Nice job by Cruz there with the block on Castellon. And all the way down. Is he in? I think they stepped out of bounds. They'll say he stepped out of the 6-yard line after a 13-yard pickup for Blake Bowen.
Blake Bowen was stealing second base there. Man, I thought he got in. Looked like he stepped out just a tiny bit there.
Either way, first and goal. 75-yard drive thus far for King. The drive started back on their own 20. Jason Godfrey, our white hat today. Going to have a discussion with Jason McMains. Whenever you say McMains, I always think of the great HBO series Oz and Terry Kinney's character of McManus.
McManus.
McMains.
Not sure what goes on. Sideline infractions. First one is a warning.
So a sideline warning for King.
They got to get the get-back coach.
Rich Martinez.
Rich Martinez, what are you doing, buddy? I talked to a get-back coach today. In fact, I called him that. Ray Villarreal, who's one of the offensive coordinators at Norte Vista. I said, hey. I go, what are you doing? Are you up in the booth anymore? He goes, no, I'm on the field. I tell everybody to get back. I go, you're the get-back coach.
First and goal from the 5. Harper to Bowen. Bowen slithers up inside. Touchdown, Wolves. Blake Bowen takes it in. Sorry, I don't know if we had that for you, but I assure you, Blake Bowen scored that touchdown. You ever see Clerks, Jeff?
I love Clerks.
I assure you we are open. Here's the replay. So Bowen running to the right side. Look at Sam Green blocking over there, the right side of that offensive line. Jorge Cervantes, Luke McRae moving space. The PAT coming up. Akutagawa powers it through, and it's 14-0 King with about 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. So 2 touchdown runs, one by Noah Villarreal, one by Blake Bowen, and the Wolves taking control early here in the first quarter, Jeff, 14-0.
Yeah, and I like the way they're playing. They're playing just smart football. Like they know exactly what they're going to run. They're not doing anything crazy, getting any personal fouls or goofy calls. They're playing smart football, and that's where King is going to have to play if they're going to win this conference. So at the end of the first, Hillcrest up 7-0 on my Ramona Rams.
Always 2 there are, Jeff. The master and the apprentice. Short kickoff again. Fair catch called for at the 32-yard line by Eldridge.
Eldridge getting some action here, the big freshman.
So a little caginess there by Jason McMains. I'm wondering why he's kicking it short.
I want to get it to the freshman, see if he can handle it. I'd do the same thing, but that freshman, number 43, in about 3 years, is going to have about 40 pounds of muscle on him.
You just keep calling timeout. You save all your timeouts to the end and just keep calling timeout, and the freshman will be crying when you're done with them.
Yeah, exactly.
People don't know. You're a good guy. You're always jovial and laughing with us, but there's a dark past of cruelty for Jeff Gorham.
You're darn right there is.
You had to escape it.
I was a mean coach. I was dastardly. That's what I like to be called.
1st and 10 from the 32. Here's the give, trying the end around Matt Lolino, and Lolino maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Sam Green there, combining on the hit with Aaron Porter. So Lolino, no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up. We tick down to the end of the first quarter. Another look at it. Lolino, his first time really playing tackle football, Jeff. Sam Green, on the other hand, has played a good amount of tackle football.
Yeah, Sam Green has been playing. He's got that flowing hair.
14-0 Wolves after the first quarter. 12 minutes done here on Van Buren and Wood. Gonzalez Hassan with you, along with Jeff Gorham. Week 2 of league play in the Big West lower division. This is a key matchup. Both these teams lost last week, Jeff.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, if you're going to make the playoffs, it's going to be tough to climb out of a hole with just 3 games left.
Isn't that funny? I mean, it's almost a must-win. We get a look at the Martin Luther King High School band. There was a nice presentation before the game. So there's 2 junior high school bands playing with the King band.
Yeah, and they played Lowrider. What else did they play? They played a couple of.
Oh, they did. They played some good stuff.
Some good. I thought I was at the LA County Fair watching War.
I saw War once, the Hollywood Bowl.
I saw him at the LA County Fair.
You did, yeah.
And then I saw it was Santana was there too with him. It was pretty sweet.
Carlos Santana. 2nd and 9. Play action, Plu gets it out on the outside to Reed. And Reed breaks 1 tackle, a first down and more up to the 46-yard line. Good run after catch. Give it about 13 yards.
They might not have a win, but I'll tell you what. You watch Bert Espo, and he can get guys the football in scoring position.
I do think, they're 0-6, and you get a look at the play. The pass out to Amari Reed. Reed also plays defense, and then kind of slithers through, breaks Henshey's tackle, and then Galvin finally brings him down. I think their first 6 opponents, Jeff, 24-7 combined records. They've been playing some tough teams. 1st and 10 line is the 46. Here's Kurtz in motion for Santiago. They get it out of the backfield to Kurtz. Kurtz, 45, puts his head down, and he'll traverse for another first down. Tackle on the play made by Max Henshey.
I don't think they're going to give him the first. Sure looked like he was over the line. They're going to call it short.
Yeah, PA guy said Oscar Acosta. That is incorrect. It is Austin Kurtz. They're 2 number 5s, and Kurtz, because he wasn't out, he didn't play till last week. They weren't sure if he was going to come back. 2nd and 1 coming up, and Coach Bert Esposito had a lot of nice things to say about Austin Kurtz. Here comes the pressure, and down goes Plu. Sam Green bearing down on him. Got some help as well from Victor Gomez, all the way back to the 46-yard line of Santiago.
So is this a tryout for Sam Green to play on Saturday afternoons?
I'm sure there's some interest already.
Man, he is.
Dad obviously played college football.
Big Bob Green. Played at Cal. But, man, Sam Green, athletic. I don't know what that last, the bear crawl was. Almost looked like he had worms.
So Austin Ellis split out to the near side. Kurtz in the near slot. They'll throw the other way, 1-on-1 down the field, and incomplete. Check that. That's Chris Wilson. 4th down coming up.
He throws a good ball, though. He
does.
Really does. It's just the timing's a bit off. And remember, Espo's had some pretty good quarterbacks, notably Chance Nolan. Chance Nolan was a CIF Player of the Year at Paloma Valley.
Flag on the play. Let's sort it all out.
And it's going
we won't sort it out, but Jason Godfrey will.
And it's going to go against the defense, so it's going to be a first down here.
So the first penalty flagged on King, 15 yards. There was a 15-yarder earlier on the Sharks of Santiago.
So brings the ball all the way to the King High School 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Santiago.
So 1st and 10 Sharks from the 38.
Did they call that a PI?
I wasn't sure.
I think it had to have been.
Must be either a PI or a personal foul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was pass interference.
Here's the give, and not much there. Maybe a loss on the play. Carrying the ball for Santiago is Kai Suarez. He's their starting linebacker, getting some time in the backfield. Lost back to the 40-yard line. So Suarez with a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12. Play action. Plu looking down the field. Here comes pressure, trying to throw it away. Jump ball incomplete. Looking for Ellis. On the coverage for Martin Luther King was Logan Turner. Turner, the sophomore, in on the coverage. Incomplete. Third down.
Logan Turner. There is, however, flag on the play. There was a personal foul against King.
So Rancho Verde up 7-0 on Poly. Patriot also ahead 7-0. And
As a personal foul, that will be another 15.
wow, another personal foul.
Wow.
So back-to-back 15-yarders on the Wolves moves the ball to the King 25s.
25-yard line.
First down, Santiago.
So Arlington going down to Patriot. Patriot could be 2-0 after tonight. And they're tied at 14 at Norte Vista's. La Sierra has given Norte Vista a game in the first quarter.
Reed in the far slot. Looking to that side, one-on-one. He's going for Wilson. Wilson has it knocked away by Julian Leyva. Ryan Wilson on the jump route, and Leyva with good coverage for King. So hand to Clayton Plu. I mean, he's not playing scared.
No, he's throwing it all over the place. He's a gunslinger. You got to like it. Shows he has confidence.
Kind of Bert Esposito showing confidence in his backup QB.
He was kind of yelling at him a second ago here, but watch. I mean, he goes out and throws it. It's not a bad pass. The defense turn. It's not a bad throw from the young man, but the double coverage is a little tight.
Kurtz in the near slot. He's looking for Kurtz. Incomplete. Green on the coverage.
Pass is incomplete, brings up third and goal. Correction, 3rd and 10.
So third down coming up for Santiago. We're going to see Chris Fowler in a couple weeks. Is he still evil, Jeff?
Oh yeah, he looks. I'm telling you, man. He's all these little short bald coaches. They just have an evil look to them. McMains is evil. Fowler's evil.
Kurtz in the near slot. Ellis split out to the near side. Santiago. Play action. Looking again and picked off. Derek Kahn with the interception for King, and he's running it back, and he's going to go all the way.
There is a flag. I think it's going to be a PI
Pick
on
six,
him.
but I think it's all coming back as the flag, Jeff points out, comes down on the play. Everybody's walking back to the line of scrimmage.
Gentlemen, that was a pass caught and run all the way back. It's like by number 16, Riker Galvin. However, there was a flag.
Riker Galvin.
That's Galvin, not Kahn. Sorry, I was 16, not 11.
He's got to be tired though. He just
And
ran
Galvin
all the way.
already has a pick six on the year, 99 yards. But doesn't matter. It will not exist.
As 3 big penalties have cost King here during this drive.
Still mark it to the 12. Interference called again on King. Third penalty of this drive on the Wolves.
Looks like that might have been a PI against King. Pass interference.
So they'll move the sticks. It'll be first down from the 12.
Brings up first down, Santiago at the 23-yard line.
Plu looking in the corner. One-on-one. Ellis. Did he get it? He couldn't hold it. Incomplete.
Second and 10.
That was a great pass. Just couldn't come down with it. Watch though. He throws it to the perfect side right over his shoulder.
Good job one-on-one with Logan Turner.
That was
is Austin Ellis, and good job by Turner there. Ellis is no joke. He's one of the top receivers for Santiago. Strong 6'3", 180 pounds. Turner giving up about 5 inches to him at 5'10", 5'11".
And Coach Espo going at the mismatch size-wise. And why not? You got to do anything you can to get an advantage. Throw it to the bigger guy. Make it a jump ball.
And he's got two big guys. Wilson, who split out to the far side, is 6'2", 170. And then Ellis split down to the near side, 6'3". So he's got some size on the outside. Plouffe. This time they'll go for Kurtz. Kurtz will reel it in at the 5-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down from the 5.
I heard some boo birds out there saying he was out of bounds. I think it was a pretty good catch. Let's take a look one more time here on the replay.
So Galvin in the coverage. Kurtz, all you need to do, get the 1 foot down. He's good. He's in. 3rd down and about 2 from the 5. So they can get a first down here. Need to get inside the 3-yard line for the first down. And great to see Kurtz back. Missed a whole year with an ACL, and Coach Esposito speaks very highly of him. So Wilson split out to the far side, Ellis to the near side, one-on-one coverage for King on him. Logan Turner will draw that assignment. The give to Bracken, and the ball's loose, bouncing around and dove on by King. Fumble recovered by Sam Green. King football.
Of course it's Sam Green. He is everywhere. We'll talk to his dad, though. Dad and Mom about cutting that hair.
No. Leave the hair. Leave the hair.
No.
Well,
remember, my son had hair like that, and he showed up, and I finally saw his face. What a great tackle there.
You'll throw him out of your home if you don't cut that hair? Is that what you're saying, Jeff?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Don't come home.
1st and 10 for King after the turnover.
Well, Sam's mom is really attractive, and so is Big Bob.
You were with them both at Cal, correct?
No, I was with them at Supa Dupa Harupa Valley.
Jason McMains calls timeout. Was interesting. So Jason tells me that Bob Green, Sam's dad, was his first coach.
Yes.
And now Bob is teaching Jason's kids in junior high, or taught Jason's kids in junior high.
He did. Now Bob Green was on the staff last year.
Yeah, with King, right.
With King. But he is now a PE teacher, I believe, at Patriot. So he's coaching the freshman team.
Of course, he would not associate with Chris Fowler because of the evil aspect, right?
Yeah, nobody.
We're joking, of course. We love Coach Fowler.
I like him.
We just like to joke that he's evil.
Because he's got tattoos. He's bald.
I mean, he's a Cowboy fan.
He's a tough guy.
He's a Cowboys fan. That's all I need to know.
He's like, what is Dan Campbell? He would say he would bite kneecaps and whatever. He's just that kind of toughness.
1st and 10 from the 3. Handoff. That's Bowen fighting over the 5 to about the 6-yard line. Coming in, making the tackle for Santiago, Devin Huang from this cornerback position. So maybe 3 yards on the play for Bowen. And Jason McMains told us, he said, hey, you're going to see Blake Bowen in the backfield this week. And moving him around a lot, it helps in terms of the versatility. And Bowen takes it in the end zone. And a good bit of blocking there. It's a good one-on-one matchup. And that's Dixon in at tight end. Here's the give to Bowen, trying to get to the outside. Can he break the tackle? He can, but reinforcements show up, and riding him down for Santiago, Daniel Perez. But if he turns the corner there, I think he's gone. Yeah.
They did give him about 3.5 yards there. Let's see there. Yeah, he was nearly gone.
Well, Perez came in. We got to give credit.
That's big Huang there.
Yeah, Mason Renfro down low grabbed him around the ankles. 3rd down coming up. Big spot here for Santiago's defense.
Look at the one-on-one coverage here on the near slot here.
Yeah, they play. They're going to play pretty much exclusively man. And here's the give. No, it's going to be kept and nothing doing either way. He was trying to look for, I think it might have been a cross-up, because Harper kept the ball, tackled a good play made by Derek Castellon for Santiago, and the punt team going to come out for King.
Great defensive stance by the Sharks.
Remember that film, Any Given Sunday? It was the Sharks.
Is that what they were?
Al Pacino's team was the Miami Sharks.
Is that the one with, who was the player, the quarterback?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, that's right.
Willie Beeman. doing Metrex ads. You remember Metrex, Jeff?
I do.
Late 90s. 4th down. Harper to punt. He'll kick. Ooh, the ball takes all the way back to midfield and then bobbled and picked up. Reed trying to make something happen. Reed breaks one tackle and he'll be down at the 46-yard line. But a good kick, about a 43-yard kick and maybe a 5-yard return. But Reed averted disaster, got positive yardage on the play. And Santiago, Jeff, will have pretty good field position.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Reed had to run back. That punt was boomed.
So 1st and 10,
Would Bill
Santiago from
Parcells be proud of him?
Caught the punt. Yeah. It was interesting when the Sharks first punted, Jason McMains had 2 guys back. Catch the punt, right?
Gotta catch the punt.
Catch the punt. Should be a great game show. Remember Catch the Pigeon, the Saturday morning cartoon?
Yes.
1st and 10, Dastardly and Muttley. Plew stepping up in the pocket. Plew now is going to tuck it under. Takes a little tap from Khalil Brown down at about the 42-yard line.
Quarterback Clayton Plew holds on to the ball.
So 4 yards will bring up 2nd down and 6. Thanks for joining us, by the way, because Al Hassan with you along with Jeff Gorham.
Look at all those bugs.
The midges.
Oh, I've been
It is October.
My ankles, I've been destroyed by the ankle biters. I wear these little short socks. I got to go back to the high socks, old school. Got little mosquito bites on my ankles. It hurts. Avoid the light. What do they say there at Carol Ann? Come to the light. No, avoid it.
2 by 2. 2nd down. Plew rolling to his right, looking downfield. Complete. Nice little toe tap inside the 30-yard line. That's Austin Ellis making the catch. 14-yard pickup and a 1st down.
Stepped out of bounds at about the
I like watching Santiago play, though. I mean, they're getting some yards. They're getting looks. Young fella getting his reps in.
Many years ago, we did a game here, and this was back when Jeff Steinberg was still coaching Santiago, and Blake Barnett was the quarterback for Santiago, and I think it was like 45-38, something like that. Barnett threw for 400-some yards, and then he got on a plane right after the game to fly to Alabama because he was visiting Alabama, the Crimson Tide, the next day. 1st and 10 from the 29 for the Sharks. Plew, deep drop, setting up the screen. Nearly picked off, but Suarez catches it. Maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Great job there defensively by Ivan Carroz. Almost made a great play on that. Watch Big 75 on the replay, Jeff.
brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Just a nice little lob catch, yeah. Or lob throw, I should say.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Blake Barnett, he was a stud. You know, he married a professional surfer. He won. He won in life. He gets to go watch his wife surf around the world. Had a career that, I think of several schools he played at, but I think it was at Arizona State as well.
Ended up at South Florida.
That's right. And had a good career.
Plew, now he's going to get bottled up, and Sam Green there along with Dixon will not cross the Andrew Dixon line, as Jeff likes to say, 3rd down.
Quarterback is brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
So about a 5-yard loss on that play. So this is what happens. So Plew has 4 carries today.
Brought down
-10, -9, -5 plus 4. That's how they got negative yardage last week because
there
they're
you
losing. They did throw for over 300 yards. And he has thrown for 21, 31, 44. He's thrown for almost 100 yards already. I have him unofficially 7 of 14 through the air. 7-0 Hillcrest over your alma mater with about 40 seconds left in the first half over at Ramona.
Sounds like a real slobber knocker. I don't know
3rd
what that
down.
means. Do you know what that means?
Looking deep. Turning back, nearly picked off by Logan.
complete, brings up 4th and
Instead, that's Robert George. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, this is a lollipop throw. This is not one of the finer passes, but that's a lollipop. You got to go up and get that one.
But, he's got some size, putting it up to where Wilson could maybe jump up and get it. One-on-one coverage there with Aaron Porter. A nice job by George to come over. 4th and 14. See what Santiago decides to do here. 2:51 left in the second quarter. 14-0 King. Ghazal and Jeff with you. Thanks for joining us on Riverside TV.
I know he's going to go for it here. He's not going to punt, and I know why. I mean, he wants to get these guys in situations like this. You know,
Well, they converted one.
yeah, they did.
Plu under pressure, throwing. And that'll go over on downs. Making the catch was Amari Reed, but not well short of the first down, and they'll turn it over.
And Christian Hicks with a big hit on Plu there.
King High School takes over on down. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in the half.
So Reed, his second reception for 18 yards on the game, and ball goes over to Martin Luther King High. 2:44 to go. They'll run that 2-minute drill here, Jeff. Up 14-0. Remember, they won the toss and deferred. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Harper throwing to the outside. Complete to Juarez and brought down immediately after about 8 yards.
Pass is caught by number 80. That is Alexander Juarez.
Making the tackle on the play for Santiago is Mason Renfro. 2nd down and 7. Here's Harper again. Little tempo. And down he goes back at the 25-yard line. Derek Castellone makes the play for Santiago. And a timeout on the play.
Yeah, Castellone got right to him. That's what you're supposed to do, is you grab and don't let go. And say, nice to meet you.
Or as our friend Pete Arbogast would say, how do you do? Steve Shelley, the defensive coordinator for Santiago. Do you know Steve?
I do not.
No. One of the few guys you don't know.
I don't know anybody. I'm getting old. I forget everybody, too. Maybe I did.
Bert Esposito, we mentioned 7 stops as a head coach. He's also been a couple places as an assistant, but started off at SoCal Christian in Orange County, then was at Linfield. His alma mater was SoCal Christian. He's also been at Ramona, Rancho Verde as a head coach, Paloma Valley, Temecula Valley, and Ramona, Rancho Verde, Paloma Valley, Temecula Valley, 7. And then, offense coordinator at La Sierra, was an assistant at Chaparral for a year. 3rd down. Harper looking down the field. He's got Bowen. And Bowen's got the first down and more into Santiago territory. Out of bounds the 46-yard line. 29-yard pickup.
All the way to the Santiago 46-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds.
It is nice, though, to cover these games. We haven't seen Santiago in a while, and Bert and I go back, I think, 30-plus years.
From the Santiago 46. Harper to the outside. A sliding catch by Juarez at the 40-yard line. 6 yards on the play.
And Juarez, what is that, his 5th catch?
4 catches for Juarez for 37 yards unofficially.
And every catch, I mean, he is really fundamental. He's not going to do anything to make himself outside. He's just a smart, heady player.
Yeah, good hands, runs good routes, got decent speed. Bowen split out to the near side, Galvin in the near slot. Harper will look for Juarez one-on-one with Renfro, incomplete. 3rd down coming up.
Great defense there.
But, how about Joshua Harper? Here's a guy who's come through the program, a senior, passed over as a sophomore, had to go play JV, and then last year they brought in Keon Gant. Ultimately, Harper played a lot and finally waited his turn, and now in his senior year is the starting quarterback. And we were talking with Jason McMains before the game, and we saw, Noah Harrow's going to come back out. He's got, obviously, injury issues, but Harper's their guy for the rest of the year, according to Coach McMains. Harper launching it, looking for Galvin. A little miscommunication there brings up 4th down. We hear all the stories about transfer this, transfer that. How about a guy like Joshua Harper, understanding his role, accepting his role, and now he's getting rewarded for it, senior quarterback here at King?
That just tells you how much he loves his school. It's not so much football. It's just, hey, I'm here. This is my home, my home school. I'm going to stick it out. I mean, you got to like a kid like that. I mean, if he's leading your program, that's a great leadership quality to have.
You know, we always talk about it, especially when you're playing up a little bit. If you're going to think about making a run in the playoffs, the quarterback's going to need to make a couple plays, even if you're not, you know, an all-out throwing team like some of these teams are. And I think just talking to Jason McMain, and just you watch the body language on the sideline, every member of this team is confident that if Joshua Harper needs to make a play in a playoff game, he'll be able to make it.
Yeah, and we've talked about, you know, you're the king of where they're going to be placed. I think next week we're going to start talking about placement of where do you think this team could be. I think they've set themselves up pretty good for a playoff. If they get into the playoffs, they should be in a pretty equitable division.
And they'll be in division. They were in Division 7 last year. I'd look at them 7, 8, 9, something in that, depending on what other teams do. I think I'll have my first projection after this week. Get a look at the Santiago sideline and your old buddy Bert Esposito, the head coach there in his first year.
Oh, I love his 7-on-7 tournaments he does in the summer are so fun to go watch. They have linemen running sprints around the track. It's fun.
4th and 5. Harper looking for it all. He's looking for Bowen. And Bowen can't quite come up with it. And here comes the flag. Tangled up there with Amari Reed. I'm guessing it'll be either defensive holding or pass interference.
I think it's going to be a PI here.
Jason Godfrey. Yeah, PI. Second penalty against the Sharks, both for 15 yards. So move the ball to the Santiago 26. Good job by Keith Farah there on the blitz pickup. And yeah, you can face guard, but the reach over is what got the flag.
Looks like 26-yard line.
So 1:19 to play first half. 14-0 King. 1st and 10 from the 26. Here's Harper looking over the middle. He's got Bowen, and nearly coming up with the pick was Amari Reed. How about that? How would that have been for some redemption?
Might have been great, especially after the call on him. But look, gets his left hand on it.
A little bit over Bowen, and then tries to tip it to himself and can't quite break. That would have been something if he tipped it to Bowen. Kind of the old Frenchie Fuqua, Franco Harris immaculate reception. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Watch Bowen. Harper looking, completing. Down at about the 13-yard line. J.J. Cruz with the catch. Instead, Riker Galvin with the catch. So about a 13-yard pickup and a first down. So Galvin, a 13-yard run, a 13-yard reception. First down from the 12, clock moving. King out of timeouts. Harper over the middle. Touchdown. Sam Green with the catch. The Wolves to pay dirt. Touchdown, King.
They're going to get the ball again here at the beginning of the half, too. So, wow, great play.
And that goes to show, we were talking about it a little bit a couple of weeks ago with Bowen back. Now you can move guys around. Remember, Sam Green for the first 5 weeks was the focal point. Akutagawa puts it through, and it's 21-0. Sam Green was the focal point of the passing game, and now he's just another receiver in the rotation. Good coverage there, but Green presented himself well. Preston Carlisle on the coverage. Didn't do a bad job, but good pitch and catch between Harper and Sam Green.
Yeah, Green was really, they were going to him every single time early on in the year. A lot of injuries, so they had to go to their playmaker, but now so many guys stepping up. Look how many cheerleaders King has. That's a lot.
Senior day today, you have the pep squad and the cheer team and the Wolf mascot there. A lot of excitement being generated here by the Wolves. Wolves looking to do something they've not done this year. All 3 of their wins, Jeff, are against Riverside teams, trying to beat their first non-Riverside team of the year on the Sharks of Santiago out of Corona. from the 21-yard line, bringing it back for Santiago is Malachi Warner.
6, Malachi Warner, brought down by number 34, Connor Cuba.
So Warner brings it up to the 34-yard line, about a 13-yard return. Connor Kuba on the tackle. And 44 seconds left for the Sharks try to make something happen here at the end of the first half. King looks to be very well in control, 21-0.
Yeah, they have played pretty mistake-free football other than a couple 15-yard penalties.
Plew back to throw, looking over the middle, and he completes it to Austin Kurtz out of bounds into King territory. They'll stop the clock at the 43-yard line of King. So a 23-yard pickup on the play. Nice job, Austin Kurtz, just his second game back from ACL injury. Lofted the ball over Cuba. From the 42 of King, they'll clock it, and 2nd and 10 with 33.5 seconds. All 3 timeouts left for the Sharks.
Ball's grounded.
I'm not sure why he grounded that, because they stopped the clock to move the chains, right?
Yeah. Young kid doesn't know.
Kurtz in the near slot. Ellis split out to the near side. 2nd down. Thrown over the middle. Tipped. And Leyva comes down with it. Incomplete. 3rd down coming up. I wonder if Burt told him to grab it just so they could relax and have the huddle. You know, you mentioned he's inexperienced, just kind of to calm him down, but I don't know why you wouldn't just use a timeout. But
I think everybody had their hands on that.
yeah, too many
one.
guys. The problem, too many guys. You got to call for it, like in the outfield.
Exactly. But the thing is, you don't want to give King the football back here.
You know, send Ellis deep or send somebody deep. You got Wilson up top and Ellis down below. So Wilson to the far side, split out to the near side, Ellis. Coming into motion is Jordan Rivas. And there's some movement.
Is it flag before the snap?
So Patriot up 14-3 on Arlington. That means our friend Javier Hernandez on the board. And the Rancho Verde High 13-0 over Poly.
That's a lot closer than I thought it would be.
5-yard penalty. 3rd penalty on Santiago. 35 yards been assessed against them. 3rd and 15. Clock moving. Here comes the pressure, setting up the screen. Just back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 42, and they'll finally call a timeout. The completion was to Amari Reed. Got back most of that penalty yardage.
I have a score for you at halftime. Liberty playing Citrus Hill, 42-0.
Liberty. Or
The Bison. Wow. Liberty, they are really, really good in football. I don't know if they have a senior yet on campus. I think they're only juniors.
Did you ever get a chance in your illustrious AAU career to ever play against Marcus Liberty?
I did not.
He played at Martin Luther King High,
That's
Chicago.
right. Yes. Boy, he was like the player of the year.
He was considered the best player in that graduating class. So ended up going to Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Lou Henson back in the day. What was interesting is when Sports Illustrated did that thing, you know, it was Marcus Liberty, Alonzo Mourning, and Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson was the same high school class as Shaquille O'Neal. So you never know. You know, you were that was your class.
That was my class.
Yeah.
Oh, so Liberty does have seniors first year, but man, they are going to be good for centuries until the Gorham boys show up.
4th and 9. Thrown to the outside, complete, and making the hit. Guess who? Sam Green. And the ball over on downs to King. Making the catch for Santiago, Jordan Rivas. But Sam Green right there on the spot. And ball goes over to King with under 10 seconds to play in the first half.
Do you go with some trickery here to try to score? Or
Sorcery. Good play there by Green. Yeah, I would. Double pass. Double pass. You got Galvin in the near slot. Throw it to Galvin and have him throw it to Bowen.
All right, let's see if it works for him. Let's see.
From the 35 for King, 1st and 10. That's my prediction. Nope. Harper will launch the other way. Looking for Bowen, incomplete. 2nd down. Blake Bowen's granddad, I mentioned him earlier, Tyler, Texas.
That's where I told you that's where Dude Perfect's from. Do you know
and also
Dude Perfect?
Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell, the biggest
For
thighs.
Tyler Rose.
Have you ever been in Tyler, Texas? I
Never,
have.
no.
I have. I like it.
And they'll just take a knee and run out the first half. 21-0 King, and just taking care of business here at home. Touchdowns, Noah Villarreal, a 5-yard run. Blake Bowen, a 5-yard run. And Sam Green, a 15-yard TD reception from Joshua Harper. That's the sum of the ambition of the Martin Luther King offense.
Well, those are the 3 guys we always talk about, Villarreal, Bowen, and Green. They all did their part. The great quarterback Joshua Harper did his part. Mistake-free football for the most part, and that's why King leads 21-0.
21-0 at the half. We'll step aside for some halftime festivities, and Jeff and I will be back before you know it here. It's the CIF on Riverside TV.
High school sports are one of the things that make living in California so great.
But sometimes the behavior in the stands can overshadow our achievements on the field.
I love it when my parents show up for me.
But being booed for missing a play could be crushing.
And remember that refs are people too.
They're trying their best to call a fair and correct game.
Hey, and enough with all the swearing.
No one should feel insulted or ashamed
because of their race, ethnicity, or gender.
We should be able to hold our heads high after the match, win or lose.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing Freon such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Clean Up Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside or call 951-826-5311, your one-stop shop for city services. To schedule a bulky item pickup, first call your service provider for an appointment. On the day of your appointment, please make sure that your items are curbside by 5:30 a.m. You may have up to 5 items picked up at each service call. If you have an appliance containing Freon, please call the Appliance Recycling Center of America at 1-800-654-2722 for your free pickup appointment. RPU customers may even qualify for a rebate. Visit riversidepublicutilities.com for information on current residential rebate programs. To find out more about the City of Riverside Trash Services or our Clean Up Riverside events, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
They're trying their best to call a fair and correct game.
Hey, and enough with all the swearing.
No one should feel insulted or ashamed
because of their race, ethnicity, or gender.
We should be able to hold our heads high after the match, win or lose.
The Riverside City Clerk's Office's mission is to enhance community trust and promote equitable public services by providing accessible and efficient legislative support, digital services, and city records to residents, city council, city staff, and business partners. We prioritize fiscal responsibility and adapt innovative services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. We strive to provide residents and businesses with responsive and optimal services. So what does that all mean? Our lean and high-performing team is divided among 3 important functions: legislative, administrative support, and resident services. Besides working as a partner with every city department, the City Clerk's Office is responsible for many public-facing duties such as our passport acceptance facility. The passport team averages over 6,000 applications processed annually, making us the most widely used and highest-performing passport facility in the region. As the keepers of the city's legislative historical record, we are the go-to office for public information requests. On average, our office fulfills over 1,600 requests a year with a 3-day average response time, much faster than the 10 days required by state law. Every 10 years after the U.S. Census, the city is required to redraw its ward boundaries to ensure equal representation, and the city clerk's office is an integral part of that effort. In 2022 and 23, we hosted and attended 40 community meetings to gather input from our residents on how we should reshape Riverside. Visit ReshapeRiverside.com to find out more about this process and to learn about Riverside's new ward boundaries. The city clerk's office is also responsible for municipal elections, as well as the onboarding and swearing in of all newly elected council members and newly appointed board and commission members. Our office processes all applications for new members and provides annual training for the city's legislative bodies. We provide staff and legislative support for 8 of the city's 18 boards and commissions. The city clerk's office also provides agenda processing for city council and committees, as well as the boards and commissions that we support, averaging over 200 agendas processed per year. As the City of Riverside's filing officer, the city clerk is responsible for processing financial disclosure forms for public officials as well as routing contracts for execution. All this work would not be possible without our dedicated team. City clerks truly are the grease that keep the wheels of municipal government turning, and our office is here to support Riverside's residents by ensuring that the decision-making process is transparent to the public, complies with federal, state, and local regulations, and is properly recorded. If you have a public records request, want to know more about the city's legislative history, or have an interest in running for public office, the Riverside City Clerks team is here for you. To find out more, please visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk.
So today we're standing here in front of the Grandmother's mural, and this is a mural done by an artist named Denise Silva, who is a fantastic artist in our community. And we found this mural when she submitted it for another proposal. And when the staff saw it, we said this has to go up somewhere in Riverside.
So I was a little intimidated by just setting in a concept, but I thought this is something that I really wanted to do, and actually I just felt really called to submit it. I had become a grandmother, and the way the universe works, it sent this quote in my direction, and it was, "When the grandmothers from the 4 directions speak, a new time is coming." So the 4 directions are represented by the image of the 4 grandmothers: Tongva, people of the earth; Liseño, people of the west; Cahuilla, people of the desert; and Serrano, people of the pines.
When the 4 grandmothers get together, the folklore is that it's winds of change. And what we have done is, so that there is representation all throughout the community, is we have a grandmother at 4 different libraries throughout the community. And so they're all 4 different locations, but they come together here at the main library. And this main library was a big change for the community from what we've had before to what we are now.
Our elders, and them being, people that have given us love, that have protected us, have given us safe spaces. I would love for the community to feel that, because that was an intention that I really put into the work. I really wanted to give our indigenous people of the area, I wanted to give them some representation.
Welcome back. Azal and Jeff back with you. 21-0 in favor of King, spinning off the contact at 7:28 of the first quarter. That's Noah Villarreal. Now watch Blake Bowen here stretch the field, using him out of the backfield, runs there into the end zone for the touchdown. He didn't quite get in. He stepped out at the 6. And then moments later, Bowen takes it and slithers up inside. That comes with about 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Clayton Plew intercepted there by Riker Galvin. This would all come back. This is a pick 6, but the flag would erase that play. Galvin has been doing a nice job on the defensive side for MLK. Yeah, it's all coming back. Sorry, Riker. Sorry about that. Got the cardio in at least. Got his steps in. And then here's Sam Green. Nice little pitch and catch. Good coverage, but it didn't matter. Green with the touchdown. that came with 49 seconds left in the half, and that is the sum of our ambition. 21-0 in favor of the home team, King. And, you know, both these teams come in 0-1 in league play, Jeff. They both really needed the win today to kind of even things out. And King, at least 24 minutes in, looks to be fairly in control. But it's football. I mean, everything went wrong for King last week. They still managed to have a chance to win it at the end.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we're seeing this young quarterback, Plu from Santiago. He's getting a lot of reps. He's throwing the football. Looks great doing it. He looks confident in the pocket and has had time to throw. Let's see if he can connect it on a few and get back into this ball game.
8 of 14 through the air is Harper for 140 yards in the first half. Juarez has caught the ball 4 times for 37 yards. Bowen has 2 catches in the first half for 77 yards. He's also run the ball 5 times for 27 yards, including the touchdown. 3 carries for Noah Villarreal, 10 yards and a touchdown. Sam Green with a touchdown reception, Villarreal and Bowen respectively with touchdown runs for King, who lead this one by a score of 21-0.
Hey, the friend zone is here again. Hey, camera guys, let's get to the friend zone out there in the end zone. Oh, no, is it the red zone? I always forget.
It's the red zone, Jeff.
Look at those bugs. That's
they're
right
in
there.
here now. They're in the booth.
Oh, they're bugging me, and I'm telling you, I don't like bugs at all. That's not the friend zone. That's a light. Look at the people out in there.
The red zone. I don't think you really understand what friend zone means.
I still don't. I mean, they're all friends.
Talk to Connor. He'll tell you.
I'll ask him.
Santiago will kick the ball off.
I have not said the way the Pep says Santiago all night. And guess what? Oh, there it is, the friend zone. Let's see who's making friends.
The red zone.
The friends.
The student zone, the student area for King. And Kia Credo will kick it off. Second-year varsity starter. She is.
That literally looks like a nightclub party right there.
Onside kick for Santiago. A little trickery.
And she got it.
And Santiago recovers. Some King guys are saying it didn't go 10 yards, but the officials pointing to Santiago. So what wizardry is this? Kia Creta with the onside kick and the recovery by the Sharks.
And she recovered it.
Right on the painted wolf visage at midfield.
The visage. I love it when you say visage.
Watch. Let's see this. You don't see this very much. That's a little Sean Payton move.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So how about that? And here's Santiago down 21-0. A little trickery from your friend Bert Esposito. You asked about King's trickery. Well, the trickery on the other side. So here's Plu. Clayton 7 of 17 through the air for 121 yards in the first half. From the 48 of King. Play action. One-on-one looking down the side for Wilson. Robert George on the coverage. Incomplete, second down. I heard at halftime you inquired about Chip George. He's in the building today?
Chip is always here because his son is here. But, yeah, he's the great former athletic director here at King High School, still working in the Riverside Unified School District. He's like me. We're older guys. He sounds like he's getting ready to hang it up in a couple of years and enjoy life.
It's like Clayton Kershaw.
You think he's going to hang it up? I bet he hangs it up this year.
I don't. I think if the Dodgers win, maybe, but maybe he'll go play for Texas.
No, don't do that.
Wilson on the far side, and the near side is Austin Ellis. Austin Kurtz in the near slots. Out of the backfield. Nice little move for a first down, making the catch Amari Reed. They'll move the sticks. He gets all the way up to the 37-yard line. So a 16-yard pickup, catch and run. Reed 3 catches for 34 yards on the evening. You know, and Bert Esposito, when we were talking this week, said, listen, you know, I think the talent is pretty good. We just lack experience. So officially a 15-yard pickup. Makes it 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the near side. Now Moore resets. Kurtz out of the backfield. Trying to get the edge. Maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
And these kids, they haven't had a full season of Bert Espo yet. I'm telling you what, I don't know if they're going to like him after the offseason.
He said that. He always said that, right? He said, I'm pretty intense. He said that on the coach's perspective.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, and these guys don't know what's coming to him.
But he says he's a grandpa now.
Yeah, he acts like a nice guy. No, he's not. He's crazy still. Don't sell your. He's selling himself as a pacifist. He's not. He's crazy.
Amari Reed in the far slot. Austin Kurtz in the near slot. Here's Kurtz in motion. Out of the backfield to Kurtz. 40, dancing 35-30, and then over the 30-yard line for a first down. Gets all the way to the 26-yard line. So a 13-yard pickup on the play. Kurtz, his 5th catch on the game. 53 yards through the air. So now Plu with 3 completions here in the second half. He's now got 150 yards passing. 10 of 20 through the air for Santiago.
And Bert's going to continue to do this, run this offense the same way. He's going to get guys in space. Now it's up to King to adjust here.
Looking for it all. Wilson one-on-one coverage down the field with Logan Turner incomplete, second down. Now, did he win? He won the CIF title his first year at Temecula Valley, correct? 2019 or his second year?
I think it might have been his second year.
Because they got to the final again in 2021. It was D6. I think Wilson wanted a hold there because he thought got a piece of the jersey. But I guess that ball was uncatchable anyway. 2nd and 10. Ellis split out to the near side. Near slot is Austin Kurtz. So Austin and Austin to the near side. Plu looking that way. Throws for Kurtz. Kurtz catches the ball in space. 15-10. Pushed out of bounds inside the 10. Making the play for King, Julian Leyva. And the flag comes in on the play. Line judge standing at the 11-yard line. As it stands right now, would be a 15-yard pickup.
I think this is going to be a personal foul. It was outside.
Nice job by Kurtz in space, his 6th catch. And still got some pretty good speed. Are they going to flag? So half the distance will bring it to the 5-yard line. 4th penalty on King. First here in the second half. And 1st and goal from the 5. So a good job by Bert Esposito. And the Sharks of King, they recover the onside kick and move right down the field. Wilson split out to the far side. Ellis split out to the near side. Near slot, Austin Kurtz for Santiago. 1st and goal. Here comes Kurtz in motion. A little shovel pass. Breaks the first tackler. Still on his feet. Still down inside the 2. Good job by the defense. Aaron Porter there along with Sam Green.
Are they going to do what do they call it now? The tush push?
Yeah. I was having that conversation the other day at lunch with Pete Arbogast, the voice of the Trojans. We were reminiscing about the Bush push and how it's. Green had the first contact actually there, and then finally ridden down by Ivan Quiroz. There you see the 2-yard line, 2nd and goal. Santiago wanting to get on the board here. Big boys up front. Jack DeFranco, the left tackle. Guy Legaspi, Manuel Gomez, Kyle Amaral. Keeping it is Plu and didn't fool anybody. Henchy there for King. Right next to him is Andrew Dixon. So 3rd and 6 coming up, and they all go to pull, and he goes the other way, and the 2 red shirts just waiting there, spying the quarterback. Clock moving, as you can see, 3rd down and goal. Third and 6 for Santiago. Near side, throwing. Touchdown. Austin Ellis with the catch. Santiago to pay dirt. Their first score on the game. Clayton Plew to Austin Ellis. So 8:33 of the third quarter, a 6-yard pass from Plew to Ellis. And the PAT Kia Creta, she started this drive recovering her own onside kick.
Give her a game ball.
PAT good. Ellis 4 catches today, 69 yards and the touchdown.
So with 8:33 left in the third quarter, Martin Luther King High School Wolves 21.
So 181 yards through the air for Clayton Plew, and here are the final 6. Nice post route there, touchdown. 1-on-1 with Julian Leyva is Austin Ellis. Week 2 of league play, Jeff. A lot of action, a lot of movement. You look at the Santiago huddle there. And maybe some energy back into the Sharks here on the defensive side. They've had a long rest.
Yeah, they haven't had the ball at all. Let's see if King can do anything here on offense. But the Sharks come back and put themselves on the board.
So Bowen and Galvin deep, but they've been kicking short. Well, that's King's been kicking short. Let's see what Kia Creta does here.
Do the same thing, for gosh sakes. Why not?
Might she kick it short? They'll kick it short as well. But coming up to field it at the 28 is Bowen, trying to get to the outside. Bowen over the 40 to 45, and finally be ridden down. Does get into Shark territory. Tackle on the play for Santiago made by Isaiah Westbrook. So the ball to the 48-yard line of Santiago. 24-yard return from Blake Bowen, and that just goes to show you what kind of a playmaker Bowen is.
Oh, he is fun to watch. I was talking to Ken Batdorf, and we were talking about who the most dynamic players I've seen this year, and Bowen came up in my conversation. He, of course, went to Tajon Henderson, but...
From the 48, 1st and 10, Cruz in motion. Little confusing. Keys Furrow will carry the ball on that painted wolf visage at midfield and maybe get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Suarez there at the bottom of the pile for Santiago is the young sophomore, Caden Bluxill. 6'3", 250-pounder, defensive tackle. No going there for Furha. 2nd and 10. Get a look at Joshua Harper. Everybody looking at the wristband. 2nd down. Sam Green kind of lining up as an H-back. Looking for Green in space, and Green immediately brought down, makes a nice catch. Gain of about 3 yards. Making the tackle on the play is Preston Carlisle.
Yeah, Harper just threading the needle here. A lot of Sharks treading water.
3rd down and 7 coming up.
I guess Sharks don't tread water. They swim. Sharks are circling. Yeah, they're circling.
School of Sharks, right?
There's chum.
3rd and 7. Bowen in motion. High snap looking for Bowen. Instead, over the middle of J.J. Cruz. 1st down to the 30.
That's the first we've seen of Cruz tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, tackle on the play made by Amari Reed, a 15-yard completion. And there you go. That's the depth that Jason McMains talks about, is with all the attention now focused on Bowen, other guys can kind of slide underneath. Cruz did exactly that, just sat down in the open space. It wasn't quite as open as it seemed. He was enveloped by about 3 Sharks. 1st down, here's the give. Furha still on his feet, still fighting forward to about the 21-yard line. Getting those hard yards between the tackle.
Yeah, Jason McMain's taking a page out of Tom Kraft's playbook, getting everybody the football.
Furha played last year at John W. North. Look at Hicks blocking up front. Was a leading rusher for the Huskies last year, transferred over to King, and was hurt. He's just back after missing about 6 weeks. Furrow will run right, first down and more, and finally tackle at about the 16-yard line. Making the tackle for Santiago, Mason Renfro, the junior. We get an update. The Rancho Verde High, 19-7 over John W. North. Ahmad Noor's defense holding the Huskies in check. I wonder if Cam Shannon played today. Remember, he pulled up with a hamstring.
After making a great run.
After a touchdown last week. Ball to the 16-yard line. About 6-yard pickup there for Furha. Here's Bowen. They'll toss to Bowen left side. Bowen running, trying to get the edge, and he won't. Nice play by Castellon. Drags him down after a loss. Loses about 2 yards on the play.
We saw Bowen make that play 2 weeks ago. He straight-armed and kind of palmed out, but didn't work this time.
Yeah, Castellon, a 2-year defensive starter, doing a nice job just grabbing hold of the jersey and dragging him down. 21-7 King, but the Wolves driving here, trying to answer the touchdown from Santiago.
Hillcrest taking care of Ramona, 14-6.
Travis Carter and the master and the apprentice match up with Ken Mashinsky. The throw, looking for the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown Wolves. Harper, his second touchdown pass of the game. Blake Bowen reels it in. 19-yard touchdown reception.
The guys that are never actually getting recognized. The King High offensive line, number 55, Christian Hicks. Number 66, Mark Miranda. Number 58, Teddy Argy.
Akutagawa on for the PAT. Swings the leg. And that one is good. It's 28-7. So a good response by the Wolves.
And the final two remaining members of the King High School offensive line, number 78.
So at half just happened. Norte Vista up 28-13.
On La Sierra. What a catch there by Bowen.
Great catch.
One-on-one coverage with Amari Reed there. And Reed did all he could, but Bowen just too big, too strong.
We talked about that in the first quarter, I think. They were going to go to that size disadvantage there. Look at, there's the friend zone.
They call it the red zone, but nobody's wearing red.
Yeah, but what is all this stuff on the it looks like
chainmail.
What is that? It's covered.
It's camouflage.
Camo. Yeah. Hey, camouflage. I couldn't see him over there. I want to do. You and I should do a game from the friend zone.
Let's do it. Playoff game. We'll do a playoff game from the friend zone.
I'd love to have new friends.
Akutagawa boots it away. This time he'll kick it all the way back to the 11-yard line. Here's the return up over the 30. Still fighting, still on his feet. Pyle still moving to the 35-yard line for Santiago.
Now that looked like rugby right there.
So Reed brings it all the way to the 34-yard line. 23-yard return. And 1st and 10 coming up for the Sharks of Santiago.
Have you ever watched rugby?
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
I watched Invictus.
Well, I'll tell you what, I used to watch the All Blacks in Rio down in New Zealand. Those guys are tough. I didn't really know what was going on.
They're the greatest rugby team in the country, right?
In the world.
In the world, of course.
I don't say the country. It's a
country,
team.
Yeah.
The best in the world, my friend.
1st and 10 from the 34. Here's the give to Brackett, and down he goes for a loss.
There's going to be
Teddy
a hold.
Hargy in there. Henchy, and the flag comes in on the play.
A rare hold here tonight. We haven't had many holding calls, have we?
No.
Let's see if he's going to pick it up. Look like he might pick it up.
Jason Godfrey.
Up, he's picking it up.
He's waving it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the referee is waving his flag at us to show us what it looks like. Thank you, Mr. Referee.
And the running game struggling again for Santiago. The passing game has been okay, though, for Santiago, and that's what Coach Esposito was saying. We've not been able to run the ball. Teams just kind of load the box, and it's just been a struggle. Not a lot of varsity experience among his running backs. And then a couple of his linemen are returning starters. 2nd and 11. Looking deep, he's got Ellis. Ellis, if he caught the ball, but I believe he's out of bounds. I'll say incomplete. Came down with it, but out of bounds. Good coverage on the play.
Great effort, though. I love watching the replays here. See if he gets a foot in.
Well, I'll tell you what. Plouffe seems to have settled down, a little bit rattled early.
Let's see. Oh, just close, though.
Nice job there. Matthias Cunha made the play. And that's what they teach you. You know, you position your body so that the receiver doesn't have a lot of room to maneuver, doesn't have a lot of margin for error. He did a nice job there. Very good technical play by Cunha for Martin Luther King. 3rd down coming up. Blitz coming. Plouffe throwing. Looking for Ellis, incomplete. Leyva on the coverage, 4th down.
That's a tough throw to ask a sophomore who hasn't played very much this season. I'm throwing it on the run there.
Aaron Porter also in the vicinity for King. Another look at it. So here comes Kaleo Brown, the pressure, so we had to get rid of it quick. And he did have Ellis, but released the ball a little more quickly than he wanted to. Punter coming out, that's Chris Wilson. So Riker Galvin back with Blake Bowen. Wilson, a good kick last time, moved 42 yards his first time punting. 3:18 to play 3rd quarter. Snap a little bit high. Galvin will backtrack. He'll catch the ball at the 27-yard line. And now he'll move up the field into Shark territory. He has one man to beat and get a little bit of help down to the 30-yard line. So a 40-yard kick returned all the way to the 30-yard line. And Wilson, the kicker, or the punter, was the one who made it.
I'm glad I can see this. I had a bug fly in my eye as he was running. Glad there's replay.
So a return down to the 30-yard line by Riker Galvin. From the 31, 1st and 10. So a 40-yard kick and a 42-yard return. 1st and 10. Out of the backfield, they find Cruz. Here's Castellon trying to bring him down. Breaks that tackle. Kind of uses his own lineman as a shield, and he'll get the 1st down inside the 20. Good run after catch by J.J. Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz was dead to rights there. Able to sneak out.
You know, Cruz, a guy, according to Jason McMains, kind of grew up with the program. Was a JV guy last year. Opened some guys at JV, getting his opportunity with varsity this year, and picks up the 1st down there, 11-yard pickup.
So Rancho Verde up 26-7 on North now.
Things starting to get serious now. Week 2 of league play. Just 3 weeks before we'll see those playoff seedings.
So that was a 5-yard sideline infraction.
So 5 yards marked off against King for a sideline infraction. So make it 1st and 15 back to the 25. Harper gives to Villarreal right up the middle. Flung down after about a 5-yard pickup. He'll gain back the penalty yardage.
Ball's carried by number 22, Noah Villarreal. He's able to pick up 5 yards on the play. So 2nd and 10.
Like I said, Villarreal just continues to get yards after every play. I haven't seen a guy do that well.
You know, he's a junior, so the idea was him was to get his feet wet and split time, but kind of rested the job. I mean, guys were hurt, but he took control, ran really well the first couple of games. And Jason McMain's very happy he's going to have him back next year. Second down from the 20. Kaleo Brown resets and a timeout called by King. 1:46 to play in the third quarter. Ghazal Hassan with you along with Jeff Gorham. King against Santiago. We mentioned Santiago has dominated this series. They started playing against each other in 2008 when King joined the Big 8. And King has lost 5 of the last 6 to the Sharks. The only one they won was that weird spring season of 2021. Otherwise, the last win for King against Santiago, I believe, came back in 2016.
It's hard to believe we had that weird season that year.
Yeah. We had a season, though. It was fun to have the season.
Now, were there fans? I'm going to be maybe my memory's bad. Do we have fans?
I think we did have fans. I think we did because it was outdoors. I think we did have fans.
I remember covering many college basketball games, though, in an empty arena.
Yeah, I remember that year. Yeah, that was what they did that year.
Yeah.
Baseball, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Baseball, at least you get the chatter from the dugouts, right? 2nd and 10 after the timeout by Coach McMains. Brown shifts and sets the tight end. Here comes Cruz. They'll throw it to Brown. Brown, the tight end, rumbling. 5, touchdown. 20-yard hookup from Joshua Harper to Kaleo Brown. Touchdown, Wolves. So Brown with a 20-yard touchdown reception. 1:38 to play in the third quarter. Akutagawa on for the PAT. Did he get it? He did not.
Wow.
So misses the PAT. It'll be 34-7. Akutagawa, in addition to being a varsity guy at the sophomore level as a kicker, here's the touchdown. Kind of bobbled and bought it in, and then nobody was stopping him after that. Nice little stiff arm there against Amari Reed, and the touchdown for Kaleo Brown. Starter on defense, getting some spot play on offense, and he may play the Sam Green role next year, Jeff, the junior.
I think his tryout was just shown there. Look at that. They got the lighted sign, MLK. I like the lighted down marker they have, though, here at King.
They should get one VB &W, Van Buren and Wood.
Oh, that'd be cool. That would be really cool.
So Akutagawa there, not only is he a kicker, but lacrosse and a soccer player, 3-sport athlete.
Man, I wish I could have. I would have loved to have played lacrosse. You and I, let's go buy some sticks and see if we can do that. You want to try it?
Akutagawa with the kick? Sure, why not? Here's Reed from the 15. Weaving at the 24, and he'll get pulled forward over the 25-yard line.
I mean, you've called everything. Have you ever called a lacrosse game? Have you ever called a lacrosse game?
I have not. I'd like to call lacrosse. Big on ESPN.
Now, what's the stick? Who's the best lacrosse player of all time?
We can say Jim Brown.
Everybody says Jim Brown.
I'm going to say Bunk from The Wire. The seminal scene in season 1 of The Wire where he and Omar are sitting there talking. He said, I remember you. And he goes, well, I've been working this district. He said, no, from high school. And he goes, oh, yeah, I played lacrosse. I was all Metro Attack. Of course, Omar doesn't know what lacrosse is. He says that game with the stick.
The stick?
Yeah.
The stick in the net.
1st and 10 from the 28-yard line for Santiago.
Hey, look at Ross. Look at Ross. It's on TV right now. Ross's replays.
Dancing his clue. He's throwing it up and intercepted. Aaron Porter with the pick. Turnover. And nothing going right for Santiago here tonight. Well, the onside kick went right for him. Another look at it. Blue stepping up under a little bit of pressure. Sees his man downfield. Good coverage over the top. Was looking for Kurtz. Oh, the horror as Porter reels it in.
I'm being swarmed here, Gazal. There's bugs everywhere. It's maddening.
It's like you're like Jabba Chamberlain and the midges in Cleveland. 1st and 10 from the 36. Furha running right and now putting his shoulder down. He'll pound it over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. 6 yards for Furha. Now, they get Furha back, and they get that 1-2 punch going. You know, kind of like a thunder and lightning thing, although both he and Villarreal are physical runners, Jeff.
6 yards on the play. 2nd and 4 from the King High School.
So Arlington has come back, our friend Kevin Argamosa. We saw him last week. Now they're within a point of Patriot.
And a point of 2-0. 2 points of being 2-0.
Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. 34-7 is the score in favor of the home team, the Wolves of King.
And they have a great kicker, Eluche Legador.
Javier Hernandez, we saw he made a field goal earlier. Harper, a little bit of miscommunication, and he'll just put his shoulder down. A flag comes in from the far side, and clock continues to run. They'll stop it here. Let's see what the flag's all about.
Let's see and go against King.
So he'll mark it off.
Flag is declined.
No.
Correction.
So a 5-yard mark off against King. That's their third penalty here in the second half, but they've all been of the 5-yard variety.
So not too bad.
To be fair, one of them was a personal foul, but it was half the distance. So
So your 2nd and 9 from the 37-yard line.
So ball moves back to the 37. It's a 2nd down. Harper to throw, complete to Bowen. Bowen breaks one tackle. He won't break the second. He'll be shoved out of bounds. And then a flag comes in. Making the tackle is Daniel Perez, and he'll get flagged. And a little bit of extracurricular activity there. Bowen comes out. Hopefully cooler heads prevail. We already saw that last week, right, Jeff?
Yeah, but I like what he did. He jumped up, fell over the bench, and didn't care. Just got up and wanted to go back in and play. Could have laid down and milked it right in front of the cheerleaders.
They haven't marked it off yet. They'll mark it off now. By the way, tonight at 11 o'clock, join Jeff and Pep for the Pep Rally.
Oh, 11 o'clock. Hijinks ensue.
So much fun last week.
It was the Jeff Rally. We had a lot of fun, though.
We did. First penalty on Santiago here in the second half. And get a look at Jason McMains there, running the offense. Again, he surrendered control of the offense for a couple of years and said, that's the big decision this year was for him to take the play calling duties back. There's Jason McMains. Looking good, you mentioned. Going to the all-vegetarian plus a little bit of fish diet.
I'm going to bring him a burrito and put it right in front of him, though, and see if he'll eat it. I bet he does.
Third quarter done. 34-7 King over Santiago. The Sharks and the Wolves. Could a wolf take a shark?
No. On land, yeah.
Could a wolf hunt a shark in the land? It's very interesting. Yeah, because sharks generally aren't in shallow water, right? So,
well, it could be. Put it right there.
Was there ever a great wolf movie? Because there was a great shark movie, obviously, Jaws.
Yes.
Right. Was there a wolf movie ever? I guess Jack Nicholson played a wolf. It would be a werewolf movie more than an actual wolf movie.
Okay, what's your favorite werewolf, since we're in October, your favorite werewolf movie? Mine's American Werewolf in London.
I like that too, but I kind of like Teen Wolf.
That's a good Wait, not the newer version, right?
Not the original, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, but look at that. Look at that. That is a nightmare. That is a true nightmare right now.
It is October. If you go around the cable cycle, a lot of all the Halloween, all the horror movies are now on the cable cycle.
I love
the
scary
streaming
movies.
cycle, depending on how you look.
It looks like that. I mean, those bugs look like it in here. We are just getting attacked.
First down from the 39 for King. Handoff to Furha, and down he goes. Eldridge there. Getting some help as well from his friends.
I need one of those pandemic
Suarez
masks.
also there.
I need a pandemic mask. Do you have any in your bag?
I do. I have an extra one. I haven't used it, but I'll give it to you. Yep, you can unwrap it. Lost back to the 41-yard line.
Oh my golly! Don't look up. Don't look up at the light.
Are the kids ready for Halloween, Jeff?
Of course they are. They've got their costumes.
Because your house is. I mean, people don't know. Jeff sets up his house for Halloween like a month in advance.
Oh, the kids were all.
They got the spiders and the cobwebs up.
Oh, it was like September 9th, and my kids were like, "Dad." All right, whatever.
Second down. Harper to throw. Complete to Green. Green, 40-yard line, trying to ride the block, and will fight up to the 35 before he's brought down. Suarez up top. Preston Carlisle had him down below. Your younger son, Luke, fascinated with wolves, and I love it.
He loves the wolves. He is I think the character he is Jack. It's like this, it's a scarecrow.
Yeah, no, he showed me.
Yeah, so he got that. And then Johnny is a plague doctor. With a big long nose and scary looking.
3rd and 6.
Look at the band. That's a huge band tonight. The band should go over and hang out with the friends in the friend zone.
I'm sure some of the band are friends with the friends. Harper throwing, looking to the right side. Laying out for the catch was Derek Kahn. They'll say incomplete, 4th down. I told you the one time I sat with Luke, we watched this YouTube documentary about the wolf and about how the wolf was very important, pivotal in terms of the expansion in the United States and how the role it played historically, and how really expansion in the U.S. kind of hurt the wolf in terms of survival.
And it was based on how they traveled.
Migration pattern. Yeah. 4th down, they're going to go for it from the 36-yard line. That's Bowen you see moving. Harper looking that way. Here comes the pressure, and down he goes. Castellon with the sack, and the ball over on downs to Santiago. Also applying some pressure for Santiago, Alex Acosta. So Steve Shelley dialing up the blitz, and the ball over on downs to the Sharks. But what happened was, you can see the pressure coming from that left side, and Castellon makes the play. Acosta also applying pressure.
So he is Jack Straw. He's pretty scary looking.
I saw the car. He showed me the costume. So when the native tribes were in the Midwest, right?
Yes.
Buffalo was big, and they would leave the buffalo carcasses out, and as the wolves migrated, they would feast on the carcasses as they went up to Canada. When the settlers started removing the carcasses, it hurt the wolf. 1st and 10 from the 46. Plew out of the backfield, complete to Lelino. And Lelino maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and will be tackled. Robert George there. Also Sam Green. And so as the tribes were kind of eradicated to more isolated areas, they weren't in the main area of the plains, so were the carcasses, and the wolves had no sustenance on their way to camp.
That's horrible.
Yeah. History, my friend, history. I think, no, McMahon says, so who teaches history? I think Kevin Argamosa is a history teacher, right, at Arlington?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go guest lecture on the wolf.
I found it fascinating. Luke was there. He was mesmerized, and I was pretty fascinated, too. Here's the give to Bracken. Bracken trying to turn it upfield. He'll dive forward into Martin Luther King territory. About a 5-yard pickup on 2nd down.
Hey, what are your thoughts on the great Dick Butkus passing away?
Obviously before our time, but loved him. He became an actor.
Okay, My Two Dads.
I remember him from, he was like a guest star on Growing Pains. He played somebody's dad in Growing Pains.
He was on My Two Dads. I was like, Dick Butkus.
Bracken, the 5-yard run. He's the hard-nosed runner who came to Bert Esposito from rugby.
I'm going to have to ask Bert on that one about the rugby story.
3rd and 5. Here's the give to Bracken, runs right into Dixon, and Dixon stops him in his tracks.
Couldn't cross the line again.
Wasn't that the Rocky V, right? It was Mason Dixon, the Line, was his nickname. Remember?
Right.
Here's Bracken running right, and Dixon. What a presence he has been for Martin Luther King. Remember, was mostly playing linebacker this year. Jason McMahon said, you're going to need him on the defensive line, and he's really acquitted himself well. Dixon played varsity as a sophomore. And now as a junior this year. Right? He's a junior. I'll lose track sometimes, Jeff. 4th down. 2-by-2 for Santiago. Plu looking to get it out of his hands. Over the middle, complete for the first down. Or did he get it? No, they stop him. Needed to get over the 45, and he did not. Henshey on the tackle. Getting some help from Aaron Porter, and just short. Ball over on downs to King. I thought Amari Reed had it. All he had to do was extend the football, but he didn't have control of it. Watch the play here. Plu gets it out quickly. He has to go up a little bit, and then, nice job there by Green. And then Henshey comes in to help out Aaron Porter on the stop.
I think when you get a hit like that, it's...
Well, by more than one guy, too.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough. So under 7 minutes to play, clock moving. King with a 34-7 lead, trying to even their record in Big West play at 1-1. New quarterback in.
Oh, and they gave it up.
Oh, and a fumble. Back the other way, and a touchdown. Scoop and score. That's Max Eldridge, the freshman, to pay dirt.
I told you he was going to be good. He's already started it.
Yeah, Bert Esposito said, I don't necessarily like to play freshmen on varsity, but this young man earned it, and now he gets a highlight, a touchdown, scoop and score here with 6:37 to play. So a defensive touchdown. Hey, the King defense has been very good today.
They have been. So Max Eldridge, the big freshman.
Kia Creta booms it through, and it's 34-14. Santiago on the board. Let's get a look at it. I was looking to tell you the name of the quarterback, Noah Kuena, in at quarterback, and the ball stripped. That's Benny Major carrying it. And about a 45-yard fumble return for the freshman Max Eldridge.
Hey, there you go. Friday Night Pep Rally. That'll be on the highlights, scores, and interviews as we have a guest coming in tonight, a local coach. A surprise guest. Don't want to give it away yet, but he did something special for me.
Can I guess the color?
You could.
Red.
I'm colorblind, so I don't know.
Oh, blue.
Nope.
Yellow.
Nope.
Green.
I think maybe.
Orange.
Nope. That's Polly. I don't like Polly.
No. You like Polly. Come on.
I don't.
You're friends with Yancey.
I'm friends with everybody, but I still don't like Polly.
Kia Creta. Here's the other onside kick. Hands team in. Fielding it for King. Jaden Cover makes the play. And King will keep it. Cover with the play on the hands team. If you really had hated Polly as much as you say, you would have asked Ahmed to join your hatred of Polly.
I should have.
You'd have been like Darth Sidious, trying to make sure he hates Polly.
Did you watch Ahsoka yet?
I got to catch up. I've been doing a lot of games, Jeff. I am caught up on the morning show, however.
Isn't that the greatest?
Apple TV Plus. Big fan of that show. 1st and 10 from the 48. Some new players in. There's the give. Run to the left side to about midfield. So maybe a 1-yard pickup on that play. R.J. Aguilar, the sophomore, makes the carry for Martin Luther King High. Clock starting to tick. So a good day at the office for Joshua Harper. Unofficially happened for 213 yards through the air. Wow, a barn burner. Patriot 23-20 over Arlington. Here's the toss. Aguilar running again. Tackled on the play by Martin Salgado, but gets up to about the 45-yard line. Clock still moves. call it the 44, close to a first down. So good job by Jason McMains getting a look at some of the other players. That's a decent lead here, 34-14. So now you look back to last week. If they could have gotten that 2-point conversion, Jeff. You can't do that. It's football.
But you got to like it. He said, hey, I went for it. Didn't happen. If you do it, you look like a hero. If not, you're looking for a job.
Stumbling down, making the tackle is Acosta. It'll be fourth down. When I talked to Coach McMahon, he said, the play was there. We just didn't execute it. So it happens. The human element, obviously. There's Acosta, and Coach Esposito likes him a lot because Acosta is very solid, a senior, a two-way player, defensive end, and a tight end, very talented young man. So Kevin Argamosa, well, they're down 3. You know what that means. If they get in range, your buddy will have an opportunity to maybe tie it.
I love it.
Javier Hernandez. Was El Lucha Legador?
Yes.
Is that what it is? Great nickname.
All I want to know is, do I get to keep? If you tune in tonight, we're going to find out if my pinky's still.
No, we leave him in suspense.
Yeah.
Oh, might that play into the guest?
It could be.
Okay.
But my pinky, we're going to find out if it's getting lopped off here in the next 3 weeks.
Well, you got time though. I mean, they got to go 10-0.
Yeah.
So even if they're 7-0, they'd be 7-0 this week. You still got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if it came. If they go 9-0, we should do. I don't know who I was playing in Week 10. We should do that game. And then we can ceremoniously. We'll bring a Moyle in, and he'll help you.
Will cut off my finger.
Yeah. Sorry.
I love it.
Hopefully nobody was offended. That's a joke.
No. That's a great one.
We all saw Seinfeld, right?
Come on, I'm a Moyle. 40-14, Rancho Verde over JW North.
The Rancho Verde High. So Harper out at quarterback, but back into punt, and he'll punt it away, and the fair catch called for, and bounce dead at about the 12-yard line. So a 42-yard kick, no return, and Santiago will have 4 minutes and 16 seconds to play with.
I'm really unhappy with this booth, though, Gazal. I'm going to be honest with you.
You don't like bugs.
No.
You're like Indiana Jones in that sense.
I don't like bugs. You're the only man I've ever seen, though, during a broadcast that grabbed a bee with your index finger and thumb.
Yeah, now my problem was I was too casual. The move is to grab the bee and just toss it as you get a look at the Spirit team for the Wolves.
Spirits!
But I kind of held it to be cool, and then it stung me before I could get rid of it.
But I will say this. You didn't make a peep on air. I sure did. I got a chuckle out of it. I'd love to go back and
that
find
was at Wheelock, right?
That
was at Wheelock, yeah.
First of all, I said, man, look at him. He's tough. It's like, you've been living in the
I will not be doing
the Outback.
Yeah. I'm like Willie Loman's brother Ben from, Death of a Salesman. When I was 17, I walked into the jungle. When I was 21, I walked out, and by God, I was rich. Carrying the ball for Santiago is Braylon Tanner. Tanner falls down. Tanner, JV player last year, was injured early in the year, but Coach Esposito likes him. Got a season-high 21 yards last year as a sophomore against Great Oak. Two carries, 7 yards against King last year, and a 17-7 win for Santiago back on October 7th in Corona. But yeah, don't handle bumblebees, kids, or adults, but for that matter.
Yeah, don't grab it with your...
Let them go. Just shoo them away.
If you have a glove on, is one thing.
Plew to throw. Complete, and Henshey's still in there. Makes the tackle, about a 5-yard loss on the play. Amari Reed with the reception. Third down.
So, did you dress up as a kid? Did you go Halloweening?
I did. I had some interesting costumes. I'd always do the offbeat thing. Like I think one year, I remember everybody was doing superheroes. I dressed up as Ultraman.
I love Ultraman.
And then one year I did. That's back when there was no cable, right?
No.
So you watched the Godzilla movies on Channel 9 or whatever on Saturday morning. I was a Rubik's Cube one year.
You were?
Yeah, I made it myself. I made that costume myself.
Can you solve a Rubik's
grade.
Cube?
No, I'm not Bobby Urich. Sorry.
That's right.
Third down. Plew to throw. Incomplete. Henchy on the coverage. Intended receiver was Braylon Tanner. Fourth down coming up for Santiago. So a lot of pop culture references for Santiago. Of course, I always think of Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea.
Yes.
Shout out John Rice. And then A Few Good Men. Santiago, played by Michael DeLorenzo.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Uh-huh.
He was Private PFC William Santiago. He has a very small role. Of course, he's from New York undercover fame. Punt coming up.
Here's my favorite, though, of all time.
A golfer.
Yeah, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Gorham, y'all.
Tiger Woods, yeah. Gorham.
Flags fly. And if you're a fan of the television series, Friday Night Lights, there was a Santiago character. You know, he was kind of the kid from the wrong side of the tracks who Buddy Garrity teaches to play football, and he makes a big play. And then you never hear from him again. That was during the writer's strike, though, back in 2007, so that's why they explained that. Storylines just kind of were extinguished. Wilson to kick. 5-yard penalty marked off against King. And Wilson, another good punt. This time it's Porter back to field it. It'll bounce out of bounds at about midfield. So 38-yard kick, no return, and King takes over at midfield with under 2 minutes to play. I remember when I was a kid, remember the Family Ties episode where Alex is all upset because his friend died in a car accident?
Yes.
Greg, his friend Greg, and then we never hear about Greg ever again.
Ever.
You know? That's TV in the 80s, though, right?
Well, there was Chuck. Remember Chuck from Happy Days?
Oh, that's right, yeah. He just disappeared.
You never heard from Chuck again? Richie's brother Chuck.
Maybe he went into witness protection. So officially at the 49 on the Martin Luther King side of the field, 1st and 10. Ben Major. About a 3-yard pickup into Santiago territory. Caden Bluzgill is with the tackle. Bluzgill with the tackle. I want to see what Bluzgill will do. There he is making the tackle. 6'3", 250 as a sophomore. So he could be dominant defense. He's got some movement, obviously. Pretty quick. I don't know if he'll play linebacker or defensive tackle. But Bert Esposito, we call him the football whisperer. He knows how to teach football. And that was one of the weird stories. He said, there were some things that we got to do fundamentally. I'll tell you a story that he said from summer practice. Option, toss to Major, runs into Castellon, and he'll go down for about a 3-yard loss. Also helping clean up the play for Santiago was Daniel Perez. Calling a draw play. Before they drew it up, hey, draw play, and nobody knew what a draw play was.
Nobody.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I believe Bert.
Of course.
Read the tackle, make the pitch, but 2 Sharks already in the backfield. And so I think they'll need to snap it one more time. Well, maybe not. They're letting it run. And now they'll snap it one more time. So we will have Jason McMains after the game. Jason Godfrey waving his arms to stop the clock, and a flag came in. Delay a game. Maybe it'll be 5 more. No, illegal. You can call it offside. Wow. Have you called soccer yet, Jeff?
Yeah, I did once, but I didn't know what I was doing. I called it with pep, and it became 7-on-7. They were fighting everywhere. They were fighting behind us. They were fighting to the left of us, fighting to the right of us. I never want to do it again.
I was asking you because that was just offside if you understood offside in soccer.
I do understand that.
Yeah.
But no, I can't. I like watching grass grow, but no offense to the soccer fans out there.
Cuenca takes a knee, and that's it. King with the win, 34-14. Their first win over a non-Riverside team. They go to 4-3 overall, and more importantly, 1-1 in Big West lower play.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Jason McMains has some guys, some dudes, and they just keep getting better and better and getting healthier and healthier. They have a shot now to maybe win this Big West league.
Javez Robinson is defensive coordinator, doing a great job. The defense stepping up. We talked about that in the opening, that, against the team that threw for over 300 yards last week, they're going to need to step up defensively. Now, Plouffe did have a nice game, threw for close to 200 yards this week, but nice job on the defensive side by King, getting the stops when they needed to. And aside from the ambush on that one onside kick, the defense was really up to it. The only other touchdown scored was on a defensive touchdown for Santiago.
There's Villarreal.
First quarter makes it a 7-0 game. Here's Bowen. Now it's 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Harper finds Green to make it 21-0 late first half. After the onside kick to open the second half, Plouffe throwing to Ellis, 21-7. And then Bowen reels in the touchdown, 28-7. And here's the touchdown to Kaleo Brown. Brown into the end zone. And then the coup de grace coming up here. Well, here's the pick. Here's the scoop and score. Max Eldridge. And we'll go down to the field. We got Jason McMains standing by, the head coach of the Wolves of King. Coach, first, congratulations. Big win for you guys. You guys took care of business on your home field.
Yeah, thank you, man. I'm so proud of our kids, especially how they bounced back. It was kind of a punch to the gut last week, and I'm very happy with how they responded.
Coach, Javez Robinson, your defense coordinator, you and I talked about him this week, and the defense has been doing a tremendous job this year. You guys, pretty much everything went wrong for you last week. Your defense kept you in the game. This team threw for 300-some yards last week, Coach, and the defense really kept them in check.
Yeah, no, I can't give enough credit to the defensive staff and all the defensive players. They were locked in all week. We knew we had to respond, and it starts with our defense. Our defense is our heart and soul of our team, and they played great tonight.
Last thing, Coach, Joshua Harper, we've talked about him all year, your senior quarterback and your leader, and just the job he's done not only tonight but all year. He's been with you now. This is his third year with you.
Yeah, I can't say enough great things about Josh Harper. Third year in our program. It's an honor to coach a kid like that. He stuck through it, and this is his time. This is his year, and week in and week out, he's given nothing but his best effort, and he's been playing great. So every week we feel confident in giving him basically the keys to our offense, and he's done an amazing job all year.
Well, Coach, you can breathe easy, 1-1 in league play, and then go get ready for next week, but got to feel good after last week to kind of even it up.
No, we do. We kind of put ourselves back in position, and we just got to take it week to week. We got 3 more games left, get us in position to get in the playoffs again and have a chance to still win a league championship if possible.
All right, Coach, thanks again. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
That's Jason McMains, the final 34-14. Jeff Gorham, any final thoughts? Your old friend getting the big win today over another old friend, Bert Esposito.
Yeah, a great win for King. They played pretty much mistake-free football. Defensively, like you said, that was their bread and butter tonight, holding the Bert's offense to just 14 points, or actually 7. But I'll tell you, this was a great win for McMains, and I think the future is bright this year for the Wolves.
Took care of business, evens their league record at 1-1, and Santiago falls to 0-2, 0-7 overall. We talked about it. They're kind of bruised, they're kind of battered, but they competed today.
They did. And I'll tell you, Bert will have them going. You see in the next couple of years, this Santiago team is going to be somebody to be reckoned with.
All right, final score here, 34-14. We'll talk to you the next time. So for Jeff Gorham and our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew, my name's Ghazal Hassan from Van Buren and Wood on the campus of Martin Luther King High School. The home team, the Wolves of Martin Luther King, on senior night, 34-14 over the Santiago Sharks. Until next week, so long, everybody.